Question 1. How does the weight of the cargo affect a truck's stopping distance? A. It has no effect on stopping distance. B. Lighter loads require a longer stopping distance. C. Fully loaded trucks have better traction and shorter stopping distances. D. Heavier loads require a longer stopping distance. Correct answer, D. Heavier loads require a longer stopping distance. Explanation: the heavier the truck, the more momentum it has and the more work the brakes must do to stop it. An empty truck may have less traction and can lock up its wheels, but a heavy load significantly increases the required braking distance. Question 2. If you are being tailgate, you should A. Tap your brakes to warn the tailgater. B. Increase your following distance from the truck in front of you. C. Speed up to create more space behind you. D. Signal the tailgater to pass you. Correct answer, B. Increase your following distance from the truck in front of you. Explanation: if someone is following you too closely, you should increase your own following distance. This gives you more space in front and allows you to slow down or stop more gradually if needed, reducing the chance of the tailgater rear-ending you. Question 3. What is the proper way to test the static air leakage rate? A. Fully apply the service brakes and hold for 1 minute. B. Charge the air system, turn off the engine, release the brakes, and watch the air gauge. C. Pump the brakes repeatedly until the low air warning comes on. D. Drive the truck and make several hard stops. Correct answer, B. Charge the air system, turn off the engine, release the brakes, and watch the air gauge. Explanation: build full air pressure, shut off the engine, and release all brakes. In 1 minute a combination truck should not lose more than 3 psi, single truck 2 psi. Question 4. What is the purpose of a safety relief valve in the air brake system? A. It releases air if the governor fails and pressure gets too high. B. It drains water from the air tanks. C. It helps the brakes apply more quickly. D. It keeps the air pressure at a constant level. Correct answer, A. It releases air if the governor fails and pressure gets too high. Explanation: the safety relief valve is a backup safety device. If the air compressor governor fails to shut off the compressor, this valve will automatically open, usually around 150 psi, to prevent the air tanks from exploding due to excessive pressure. Question 5. You are driving on a straight, level highway at 50 miles per hour. There are no trucks in front of you. Suddenly, a tire blows out. What should you do? A. Brake hard and grip the steering wheel loosely. B. Stay off the brake and hold the steering wheel firmly. C. Quickly steer onto the shoulder. D. Apply the trailer brakes only. Correct answer, B. Stay off the brake and hold the steering wheel firmly. Explanation: during a blowout, you should avoid braking. Get a firm grip on the steering wheel to maintain control, as the truck will pull to the side of the failed tire. Let the truck slow down on its own before gently braking and pulling over. Question 6. What does gross combination weight, GCW, mean? A. The weight of the tractor alone. B. The maximum weight a single axle can legally carry. C. The total weight of a powered unit plus the trailer and its cargo. D. The weight of the cargo being transported. Correct answer, C. The total weight of a powered unit plus the trailer and its cargo. Explanation: gross combination weight, GCW, is the total weight of the tractor, the trailers, and all the cargo being carried. This is different from GVWR, which is a rating, not an actual weight. Question 7. When should you downshift an automatic transmission? A. Before starting down a hill. B. After you have started down a hill. C. When you are on a flat, straight road. D. Never, the transmission does it automatically. Correct answer, A. Before starting down a hill. Explanation: just like a manual transmission, you need to select a lower gear before you start a long, steep downgrade. This uses the engine's braking power to help control your speed and prevents the service brakes from overheating. Question 8. On a two-lane, two-way road, where should you place your warning devices if you must stop on the shoulder? A. 100 feet in front and 100 feet to the rear. B. 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet to the rear. C. 100 feet to the rear, and 1 on the truck. D. 10 feet behind, 100 feet behind, and 100 feet in front of the truck. Correct answer: D. 10 feet behind, 100 feet behind, and 100 feet in front of the truck. Explanation: on a two-way road, traffic approaches from both directions. You must place one triangle 100 feet in front of the truck, one 10 feet to the rear, and the final one 100 feet to the rear to warn all approaching drivers. Question 9. What is the best way to deal with an aggressive driver? A. Challenge them to show you are not intimidated. B. Block their path to slow them down. C. Ignore them, avoid eye contact, and give them plenty of room. D. Call the police and report their license plate. Correct answer: C. Ignore them, avoid eye contact, and give them plenty of room. Explanation: the safest action is to de-escalate the situation. Do not engage with an aggressive driver. Let them pass, avoid eye contact, and focus on your own safe driving. Question 10. What does the communication part of safe driving mean? A. Talking on your CB radio. B. Using your lights and signals to show your intentions. C. Waving at other drivers. D. Listening to traffic reports on the radio. Correct answer: B. Using your lights and signals to show your intentions. Explanation: communicating your intentions is a key part of safe driving. This includes using your turn signals, tapping your brake lights to indicate you are slowing, and using your headlights and horn when necessary. Question 11. When is it necessary to have a tank N endorsement on your CDL? A. To transport any liquid, regardless of the container. B. For permanently attached tanks with any individual tank over 119 gallons and an aggregate capacity of 1,000 gallons or more. C. For temporarily attached tanks with any individual tank over 119 gallons and an aggregate capacity of 1,000 gallons or more. D. Both B and C are correct. Correct answer: D. Both B and C are correct. Explanation: the N endorsement is required when hauling liquids per gases in tanks that are permanently or temporarily attached to the vehicle, when any single tank exceeds 119 gallons and total capacity is 1,000 plus gallons. Freestanding containers merely carried as cargo do not trigger the endorsement. Question 12. What is the friction point of the clutch? A. The point where the clutch pedal is all the way to the floor. B. The point where the engine and transmission are fully engaged. C. The point where the clutch starts to engage and the truck starts to move. D. The point where the clutch is slipping and needs to be replaced. Correct answer: C. The point where the clutch starts to engage and the truck starts to move. Explanation: the friction point is the spot in the clutch pedal's travel where the clutch disc makes contact with the flywheel. This is the point where power begins to be transferred to the transmission, and it is key for smooth starting and shifting. Question 13. If you are carrying a sealed load, you are A. Not responsible for the cargo inside. B. Responsible for checking that the cargo is secure. C. Allowed to break the seal to inspect the load. D. Exempt from weight limits. Correct answer: B. Responsible for checking that the cargo is secure. Explanation: even with a sealed load, the driver is still responsible for the truck's total weight and ensuring it is safe. While you cannot inspect the cargo itself, you must ensure the truck is not overloaded and that the load has not shifted. Question 14. What is the danger of using a cell phone while driving a CMB? A. It is legal as long as you use a hands-free device. B. It increases the risk of a collision significantly. C. It is only dangerous in heavy traffic. D. It is a primary offense only in school zones. Correct answer, B. It increases the risk of a collision significantly. Explanation. Studies have shown that using a cell phone, even a hands-free one, significantly increases your risk of being involved in a crash. Federal rules prohibit commercial drivers from texting or using handheld mobile phones while driving. Question 15. Which of these is a significant hazard associated with bridges and overpasses in cold weather? A. The road surface on a bridge freezes before the road on land. B. The clearance height may be lower than posted. C. They are often narrower than the rest of the road. D. The road surface is less durable than other pavement. Correct answer, A. The road surface on a bridge freezes before the road on land. Explanation. Bridges and overpasses are potential hazards for several reasons. They can be narrow, have inaccurate clearance postings, and because cold air circulates above and below them, their surfaces freeze much faster than the surrounding roads. Question 16. If your brakes get wet, for example, after driving through deep water, you should A. Speed up to help them air dry. B. Stop and wait for them to dry on their own. C. Lightly apply the brakes while driving slowly to help them dry. D. Continue driving normally, as they will dry eventually. Correct answer, C. Lightly apply the brakes while driving slowly to help them dry. Explanation. To dry wet brakes, you should drive slowly and lightly drag the brakes by applying gentle pressure. The friction will create heat and evaporate the water, restoring normal brake function. Question 17. How far down the road is the visual lead time that a commercial driver should have? A. 5 to 8 seconds. B. 8 to 10 seconds. C. 12 to 15 seconds. D. 15 to 20 seconds. Correct answer, C. 12 to 15 seconds. Explanation. A safe driver looks well ahead of their truck. A visual lead of 12 to 15 seconds, about a quarter mile on the highway, allows you to spot hazards early and gives you time to react safely and smoothly. Question 18. What is the low air warning? A. A light or buzzer that activates when air pressure drops too low. B. A sound the air compressor makes when it is about to fail. C. A warning to other drivers that your brakes are not working. D. A sign that your brake pads are worn out. Correct answer, A. A light or buzzer that activates when air pressure drops too low. Explanation. All air brake systems must have a low air pressure warning device, usually a red light and purr or a buzzer, that comes on before pressure drops below 60 psi. This warns the driver that the air pressure is dangerously low. Question 19. A load that is 4 feet or more over the rear of a truck must be marked with A. A red flag during the day and a red light at night. B. A flashing yellow light at all times. C. A large oversized load banner. D. 2 red flags on each side. Correct answer, A. A red flag during the day and a red light at night. Explanation. To warn other drivers, any overhang of 4 feet or more must have a 12-inch square red or orange flag at the extreme end during the day. At night, it must be marked with a red light that is visible for at least 500 feet. Question 20. What is a glad hand? A. A tool used to check tire pressure. B. The coupling device that connects the air lines from the tractor to the trailer. C. A type of wrench used for brake adjustments. D. The handle used to open the trailer doors. Correct answer, B. The coupling device that connects the air lines from the tractor to the trailer. Explanation. Glad hands are the interlocking connectors that supply air from the tractor's air brake system to the trailer's brakes. They have rubber seals that must be kept clean to prevent air leaks. Question 21. When making a left turn, you should A. Turn just before you reach the center of the intersection. B. Always wait until the light turns yellow before turning. C. Start the turn from the rightmost lane. D. Wait until you reach the center of the intersection before you start your turn. Correct answer, D. Wait until you reach the center of the intersection before you start your turn. Explanation. To make a proper left turn, you should proceed into the intersection and start your turn only when you have reached the center. This prevents you from cutting the corner and conflicting with oncoming traffic. Question 22. What is the primary danger of a front wheel skid? A. You will not be able to steer the truck. B. The truck will pull sharply to the left. C. The brakes on the front wheels will lock up. D. The rear of the truck will slide out. Correct answer, A. You will not be able to steer the truck. Explanation. A front wheel skid happens when you lose traction in the front and the truck tends to go straight ahead, regardless of how you turn the steering wheel. To correct this, you must slow down to allow the wheels to regain their grip. Question 23. What is the most common cause of serious truck skids? A. Driving too fast for conditions. B. Worn out tires. C. Improperly adjusted brakes. D. A sudden shift in the cargo. Correct answer, A. Driving too fast for conditions. Explanation. While other factors can contribute, the most frequent cause of skids is traveling too fast for the current road or weather conditions, which prevents the tires from maintaining their grip. Question 24. When should you have your headlights on? A. From sunset to sunrise. B. Anytime you have trouble seeing others or being seen. C. During any period of rain, snow, or fog. D. All of the above. Correct answer, D. All of the above. Explanation. Headlights should be used not just at night, but any time visibility is poor. Using your headlights makes it easier for you to see the road and, just as importantly, makes it easier for other drivers to see you. Question 25. What is progressive shifting? A. Shifting gears at a progressively higher engine RPM. B. Shifting gears in a random order. C. Shifting up to the next gear as soon as the engine can handle it. D. Shifting from a low gear directly to a high gear. Correct answer, C. Shifting up to the next gear as soon as the engine can handle it. Explanation. Progressive shifting is a technique for fuel economy where you shift up to the next gear at the lowest RPM that will allow the engine to operate smoothly without lugging. It involves using only the torque needed to get to the next gear.